dog, man's best friend. Specifically, the Siberian Husky, noble in its grace, fast in its speed, and glorious in its style. Been beloved for thousands of years in the human race, the Siberian Husky is one of the most beautiful and intelligent animals on the planet.
Cat. Man's best friend as well. However, it takes more than just a pat and a lick to win over the heart of a house cat. They're loyal and they're sweet as always.
However, for years war has waged between cat and dog. Neither have accepted each other, but today that all changes because this cat is friends with a dog. Believe it or not, in this video you will learn how to bring together the hound and the feline. So come with me, will you, on another episode, another adventure of 60 Formula.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of 60 Formula. We're sitting right here in front of my friend Roo. If you guys haven't met him before, R-O-O is the name. He is a short-haired domestic cat, and he's about 10 or 11 years old. I've had him for about 9 years now, and he has been my good buddy for a long time, way before the pups ever entered into the picture. So you guys are probably wondering how Roo is able to just comfortably sit here with the Siberian Huskies. Well, it's because I trained Roo basically to become really calm around the dogs, and I trained the Huskies to be really calm around Roo. Now, this takes time, like all training, and practice is key. I have trained my dogs to understand that the cat is part of the pack. Now, this is really important when you are introducing a pack dog into your house. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of tips and facts on how to make your cat a part of the pack, and this is gonna help you bring together your Husky and your cat. So one of the first steps that you should take when you're bringing home a Siberian Husky, and let's say you got a cat at home, is you're gonna wanna put the cat in one room with a door like this, and you want to keep the Husky in the other room with the door closed. Now, this might seem mean, like you're isolating your cat away from your dog, but trust me, this is very important because your cat is going to smell the dog when you come home. They're going to smell it from the room, even with the door closed. So this is going to let the cat know that, hey, there's another animal that's in the house right now, but at the same time, you're not going to throw the animal in the cat's face, and that's really important. First impressions are everything, I'm telling you guys. So when you bring your Husky home, make sure your cat is in a safe place. I would put him in a room with a door just like this, as I was mentioning, just so there's like a little crack at the bottom and your cat can smell the dog. Now, your cat may meow for a little while, and they may be a little unhappy being in the other room, but that's okay for right now. You just want your dog and your cat to get used to each other's smell the first day that you bring your Husky home. After you buy your Husky, you are going to want to instill in their minds that, hey, this cat is part of the pack. You want them to know that the cat is part of the family. Make sure you have the cat in your hands, pet it a lot, make sure they know that you love the cat. They'll understand. See, one of the biggest problems that people have when it comes to cats and Huskies is that cats will do this thing where they dart across the room if they get scared, and Huskies have a prey drive where immediately when they see something go crazy, like dart across the room, they want to chase it, right? And that's kind of what we're trying to avoid here. Inevitably, your cat is going to dart across the room, most likely, either A, playing, or B, just trying to move out of the way, because sometimes Huskies can just be a little bit crazy. And what you're gonna have to try and do is train your dogs to suppress that urge to chase the cat when the cat goes ahead and goes crazy and darts across the room. My cat still does that, and my Huskies to this day will still chase the cat a little bit, but you have to be able to manage it and say, hey, no. Any second you see your dog dart or go for the cat, you need to say, hey, in a very deep voice, no. You know, you need to get their attention. And once the cat, you know, is free and the dog has their mind off the cat, you reward them. You say, good doggy, you didn't, you know, chase the cat. I'll be honest with you, it took a couple of months for my cat to be able to just walk around on the floor after I bought Gila. I mean, it takes time. Rue did not want to be on the floor when Gila was first introduced to the family. Rue would sit up here on the TV, he would sit on the counters, he would be up on the top of the couch here. He did not want to be on the floor. It took him a couple months to be comfortable enough to trust Gila. And I never have to worry about Gila or Britney Spears, you know, hurting Rue or getting a hold of him or doing anything violent with him. A lot of people say, hey, you know, it could happen one day, but honestly, these dogs, they love Rue. They know very well that he is part of the pack and that if they were to do something to him, that they would be in very, very, very big trouble. Just make sure that you read the signs. If your husky's getting ready to pounce on your cat, make sure you get up with a stern voice and correct them. Make sure they don't do that kind of thing. You don't want them to do that. Overall, you want your dogs and your cat to feel comfortable together. After the first few days, you're gonna begin to introduce your cat and your puppy to each other. They're gonna be smelling each other. They're gonna be looking at each other. You're gonna have to take the cat out of the room eventually, and they're gonna have to meet each other. So there is going to have to be a lot of heavy supervision on your part when you do this. You're gonna wanna make sure that your dogs are really happy when they are meeting the cat. You're gonna wanna make sure that the cat is super comfortable when you're introducing them to the dogs. And you can do this by introducing treats. Of course, your cats and your dogs aren't gonna wanna be right next to each other without wanting to explore each other, and your cat isn't gonna wanna be explored. So the thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna take treats, give your dog the treats, give your cat some treats, and then let them eat the treats right next to each other. Be very, very cautious. Watch very, very closely. Make sure your dog doesn't try and snag your cat's treats, and just make sure they eat next to each other very nicely. Make sure they have supervision in their playtime. You know, bring them together. Do like you would do two kids. Just have them sit next to each other, maybe enjoy a couple snacks, and do this a couple times a day or a few times a week. Make sure that you do it in small 15 to 20 minute intervals. You're just gonna be doing this every once in a while. Bringing your cat and your dogs together and having them enjoy some playtime, some treat time, and that's it. Don't make it crazy. You don't have to make anything too wild. Now, as your husky gets older, they're gonna change. Trust me, they're going to do a lot of different things. They're gonna go through a lot of different changes. They're gonna have adolescent stages where they're not gonna wanna listen to you as much, and they're gonna grow up and they're gonna get a little bit mature and they're gonna listen to you really well. It's all going to change, and you're gonna have to change your training based on the age of your husky, so remember that. This is all a process, and as soon as you know it, trust me, 1 year into your dog's life, you're gonna be looking at these videos and you're gonna be thinking, man, I was wondering how I could introduce a cat and a husky together. Now I don't even think about it. My husky and my cat live together harmoniously, and it's wonderful. Just make sure you keep the cat at a high level in the pack. The cat always has to be higher than the husky. Your cat can't kill your husky, but your husky can kill your cat. So make sure your husky thinks that the cat is way above them in the line of command. You're really going to want to let your cat be up on high places that the dogs are not allowed to be up on. For example, if you have a sofa or a bed, let the cat up on the bed or the sofa, but do not let your dog up on the bed or the sofa. Now, what this is going to do is teach them that the cat is of higher rank than they are. Now, I know this sounds a little bit weird, but the Huskies will come to understand that the cat is actually a part of the pack, and this is super, super important. That brings me to my next tip, which is put your cat's food up somewhere high. Put it up on a bar top, put it up on their cat tower. Keep it somewhere where they're able to access it and the dogs can't, because what this is gonna do is let your dogs know that your cat is able to eat at a higher altitude than they are. Now, you guys are probably wondering at this point, what is up with all the height stuff, keeping everything up high? Well, you can communicate really well with your husky by letting them know how high they are in the chain of command based on how high they are from your face. Now, this sounds weird, okay? And I understand that, but trust me, this is true for all Huskies and all dogs. Watch. When I'm way up here, Gila is more willing to listen to everything I say. Gila, up, now. Good girl. Gila, sit. Good girl. Can I get a paw? Good girl. See, now watch this. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Stay. Now I am sitting down on Gila's level. Let's try and give Gila some commands. Gila, lay down. Gila, lay down. Gila, lay down. Look how much she did not want to do that in comparison to when I was standing up. When you are way down here with your dogs, you are bringing yourself down to their level. I'm not saying dogs are lower than you or that humans are way better than dogs. That's not my point at all. My point is just that dogs, when you invite them up to your level, when you invite them up on the couch and when you invite them up on your bed, you are saying, hey, you are in some ways equal to me. Now, you may be somebody at home that likes to have your husky sit on your couch and sleep in your bed, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your decision. It's always great to sleep with a husky, but I'm going to say this. If you are one of those people who decides, hey, I want to sleep with my husky, I want my husky to be able to come up on my sofa, then you need to make sure that they only ever come up on your sofa or your bed when given permission. This is mega important. Never let your huskies or your dogs just run and jump up on your bed or your couch without asking you first. Now, obviously, dogs can't talk. They're gonna look up at you, they're gonna wag their tail, they're gonna give you those eyes. I'm looking at you, I'm letting you know I really want to come up on the bed or the sofa. And that's kind of their way of asking. Now, if your dog doesn't even look at you, they just go ahead and jump up on the bed. They literally have no respect for your opinion on that matter, and they're basically equating themselves to your level. And that is your first problem. Make sure you have it under control, because this thing, and I'm telling you, you guys have seen my huskies and how they behave. This is very important. You really have to make sure that they know where they stand in the chain of command. The next thing is make sure that their litter box is in a completely different room. You want them to be able to do their business in a completely separate room without the dogs being able to get to that place. Whenever any animal has to do their business, they feel extremely vulnerable. So don't let your cat feel vulnerable and let your dogs just go and wander into the room where they do their business. Having a cat and a husky live together is a really, really easy, simple thing. You just have to make sure that you give them great supervision. Make sure you train them well. Make sure you're keeping your cat at a higher level in the pack than your huskies are. They will come to love that cat. I'm telling you, I've had these huskies sleep with Rue. Look at him in there. He's like, I'm thirsty. I'm ready for some drinks. So if you guys have any more questions, if you guys have any concerns, I know a lot of my viewers are getting huskies and they have cats at home, go ahead, drop a comment down below. I will answer it. I really hope you guys like this video, and I really hope it helped you out in the long run. If you guys did enjoy, please subscribe and like the video. It helps us out a lot, and we will see you tomorrow with whatever we make. Thanks so much for watching. Peace!